What's up? Sean Don is back with a technical analysis. Here we have Jacob Shankles throwing the weight. It's a 3-turn. Let's take a look. Jacob sent me 2 videos, a 2-turn and a 3-turn, and I decided to analyze the 3-turn because I think there's more turns you do, more stuff goes wrong, easier it is to identify. So to be fair though, Jacob, I did like the 2-turn better than the 3-turn. The 3-turn, I mean, it's nice and slow and controlled, but it looks like you don't look quite as comfortable as you do with the 2-turn. So moving forward, compete with the 2-turn, maybe train the 3-turn, do some warm-ups with it, stuff like that. I don't know. So yeah, let's break it down. So starting off, sling start. Alright, so you see, set your postures, you got your feet set, a little preliminary swing, posture's decent, shoulders over hips, knees forward over toes, feet shoulder width apart, nice and level everywhere. And then as you come to do the sling start, you see, so once again you have the, I guess I wouldn't call it traditional, but the very typical big preliminary swing. So you bring it so far up just for it to come back crashing down on you over to the right side, and then it comes back up a little bit more, and then as you go to sling start, you're not connected with the ball at all, because as you can see, the ball is way behind where your hands are actually at. So initially, this preliminary swing, you don't need it. You don't need it at all. Just nice and easy. Bring the ball around to the side. You don't need to bring it so far up and down and back and around and all that stuff. Just, think in terms of efficiency. Do the least you can to get the ball going. And so this is doing not the most, but it's doing more than you need to. And like I said, I think because it does come up, you can see your arms are tight. And as it comes back down, your arms are still tight. And then, like I said, the ball is just so far behind you when you go to push that there's no connection. You're not connected with the ball at all, which is, in my opinion, the most important thing to throw hammer or weight far is connection. So yeah, as you can see, like I said, the ball is way behind your right hip. Your eyes are looking forward towards 0. Your left shoulder is initiating the throw. And you can see, because your right arm does not extend really at all until right about there. Your right arm is fully extended as the ball gets to 90, which, once again, like I said, is just you're connecting late. If you connect late, you don't have enough time to actually accelerate the ball, because if you're not connected, you're just kind of doing whatever. You're not really working with the ball. You're not working against it. You're just working. So you're wasting a lot of energy. So slow down this sling start. Wait for the ball to catch up to you. Like I said, so you can see there's this big swing forward. Aggressive hand push. The ball needs to be more or less with you before you do that. Also, try to extend your right arm more out towards 270. Push your right arm out in this direction, once again, to connect earlier. If you straighten that arm out earlier, you might be able to connect by 0, and if you connect by 0, it's going to be much easier to feel everything that goes on in each turn. Otherwise, as you come through the entry, you can see this left side start to shift back. As you can see, the left shoulder, left arm straightens out, but also left shoulder shifts back. That means you're already pulling, and once again, that right side isn't doing as much as it needs to. So the left side's going to take over to try to get the ball going. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get some turning with the legs going. But from what it looks like, this left knee drops towards the ground, and that's a big no-no. That's inefficiency as well. As the ball comes through 0, you should be extending backwards against the ball, so you need to use this right leg, and this right knee should be straightening out just slightly as the ball comes through 0, whereas you can see the ball, or your knee comes down, which means you're giving to the ball a little bit, and once again, that left side's doing all the work, as you can see this left foot open up way before the ball gets to even 90 degrees. So to fix that, like I said, you just need more right side from the start. You need to extend and turn and use this right leg as the ball comes through 0. Connect earlier, straighter right arm, all that stuff. As it comes through 0, wait for the ball to pass. As you can see, your eyes are always ahead of the ball, your head's always ahead of the ball. all the way until about right there. It looks like the ball kind of catches up to you finally. But so yeah, be much more patient in the entry. Wait for the ball to pass. Wait for the ball to take you around into the next turn. In terms of orbit, you're flat enough, I guess. But the biggest thing here is just getting your arms to relax. So you need to straighten your arms out earlier, but then also relax your arms more. There's a lot of active tension you can see throughout your arms, biceps, triceps, forearms, whatever, shoulders, all that stuff, in an effort to try to get the ball to go. So you're sort of forcing your way, or forcing the ball to accelerate rather than letting the ball accelerate on its own, which is a weird concept, I know, because it's an inanimate object. But that's just how it works. It's how the hammer throw works. As you come through 90, you can see once again that left side's opening up. The left side's doing all the work here. The right side's not doing much. Sinks down. Right foot doesn't turn much. Get to that left toe. That's another sign that the left side's taking over when this left toe kind of comes down prematurely. As you can see, the left toe comes down and then your right side decides to go forward rather than the right side pushing you forward on that left toe. Use that right leg more, like I said. Shoulders are still pretty level, but you can see, okay, not a bad catch position here. A little wide with this right leg. Once again, and that's because this left toe comes down early. If you were more patient and this right side was working more and the ball was coming around more towards the sector, this left toe, rather than getting down in this sort of line right here, would get down in more of a straight line, kind of towards 180, and then you'd have to travel less distance around that left leg to get this right foot down. So that you have to end up coming a little bit wide. But like I said, posture's decent, shoulders sort of back over hips. It's not the most ideal angle to check the posture on the catch, but from here it looks okay. But then same thing, you come down and this right leg should already be working. And it does. The right leg does work better in this second turn, so that's good. But the problem is this left side's already in motion, and what's the saying? What something moves in motion and tends to stay in motion? An object in motion tends to stay in motion. Yeah, that's what it is. The left side is already in motion, and so the left side just is already taking even more. So you can see this left shoulder is going to pull away. This left heel comes down, and you kind of shift back from the ball. Once again, some funky stuff going on here with the right leg, or left leg, left foot. You just catch, like I said, you catch a little bit wide, so you're really heavy on this right foot. And you can see all your weight shifting over to this right leg, and because your right leg isn't doing as much as it can, the left side once again is already taken over, and you can see that left foot almost come off the ground because you have so much weight back on this right side. So much weight on the right side makes it hard to work the right side. You want a more even balance between the two. I have this same problem as well, very heavy on the right leg. But yeah, you can see left shoulder's a little tight. You can see your bicep is kind of over your chest. There needs to be a little bit more space between the pec and the bicep, or space underneath the armpit. This is just a sign that you're not letting the ball pass. You're clamping down with this left armpit to try to pull the ball ahead. When in reality you're just kind of tightening up and not letting the ball do its thing. Once again, you need to relax and let the ball pass and let the ball turn and carry you forward into the next turn. Which you do a little bit. You don't do it until there, which is just too late. You got to do it right about zero. Once again, work that right leg, lean back, push back, extend back, and then let the ball go ahead of you, at least get close to ahead of you. But like I said, this left foot coming off the ground, you can see it slides just a little bit, that heel. That's no good. And same thing, that left toe comes down super early because it's doing all the work, and this right leg's not doing much. Got to keep turning, keep that toe up, keep that foot dorside flexed. That way you don't have to come so far around this left side. That's why this single support motion is so inefficient. You can see this right leg come around, and then heavy on the right leg again, wide right foot step. If you had more weight on the left side, it would prevent this left foot from flopping, and then it would also help you land a little bit more narrow in your catch position. As you can see, you're getting wide now. You're almost twice the width of your shoulders, whereas in the start you were about shoulder width, which is where you want it, if not a little bit more narrow than that, especially in the later turns. Otherwise, as you come through, level shoulders still, but this right leg just comes around so wide that it's hard to get it down quickly. So you catch kind of late. Alright, as you can see, 270 is not bad, but there's no separation really. There's nothing to work with in terms of, and once again, like I said, so heavy on this right leg, you come down and you see everything shift back over to this right leg. Now you see this left side, once again, still just dominating the throw. Left shoulder is way higher than the right. The right arm's not even straightened out. Left side, once again, left armpit's clamped down. You're back heavy on this right side, so this left leg straightens out and almost kind of flops again. This is kind of more the right idea, again, that toe down towards 180, but not the right application, because the way that it's coming about is that left leg literally turning open while your right leg is still on the ground, which is no good, and you can see how tight your arms are in this position as well. The ball should be pulling you forwards, pulling you in the direction of the right sector line sort of at this point. But since you shift back so far on this right side and you're so left side tensioned, yeah, I'm just making up phrases now. Your left side has so much tension that it's hard to get all the way out there because you're just pulling that left side back. You're pulling back away from the ball when you need to give to the ball a little bit. The hammer throw, the weight throw is all about give and take. You push the hammer in double support, and the hammer pulls on you in single support, I guess, in a way. Yeah, so too much weight back on this right leg. Left side flops open again, and then you're probably going to come around wide again. Yeah, you can see once again you're doing a good job of salvaging yourself and with this wider right leg catch, because you just have so much weight on this right leg. You have to be wide. If you weren't, if you landed with your right foot more underneath you, you'd fall over in the direction of the camera. That's no good. So you're doing a good job compensating, but there's definitely a lot more in the tank here. Level shoulders. Right foot comes down, catching just before 270, but yeah, just wide right leg movement. You could catch way earlier, have much more separation, and feel much more powerful. And since you catch late, the left side's going to take over again. And you see the left side take over. And since you are going easy, you're throwing into a net with a wall literally like 2 feet away from you, you can see you kind of ease up a little bit here. And because you do ease up, the left side doesn't pull quite as much, and you kind of fall back away from the finish. Because you just have so much weight on this right leg. Can't quite get that hip through, so then you have to bail out this right foot and kind of come back from the throw. So, yeah, overall, more efficient sling start. Don't bring it so much up and down, just bring it around. Wait for the ball to get more connected. You know, like I said, don't come off that right hip so fast. Don't push your hand so aggressively, because you're really just creating more disconnection rather than trying to connect. So let the ball, wait for the ball to pass, let the ball accelerate on its own, turn with it, and then get this right leg working way more. Work that right leg more, and that'll help shift more weight over to the left side. It'll help from prematurely opening up that left foot. And then, as you can see, there's also a little bit of rise right here. You rise as the ball rises, which is no good. You want to stay down. And then you come down as the ball comes down, so you crash on this right side and you're heavy. That makes it hard to work the right leg again. So stay level, stay one level throughout the throw. Don't think about dropping or sitting or standing up or anything like that. Just stay more level, flat, and use this right leg. And you see that left side just jerk around. So, yeah, Jacob, I dig the setup you got here, grinding in what looks like a dungeon or some sort of batting cage. I don't know. I dig the setup, and yeah, like I said, stick with 2 turns. Focus on these things that I talked about in this throw. Yeah, like I said, I think overall there's a lot in the tank. There's a lot that you can work on to throw farther. So hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions. If anybody out there wants a technical analysis of their own, go to SeanDonnelly.biz services page, in-depth technical analysis. It's only $15. Start making the gains. Championship season is almost here. Conference championships, NCAAs, all that stuff. Outdoor season's coming around. If you want to get them hammer videos analyzed, then sign up now. All right. Thanks for watching. Sean Don. Peace and out.